The Gina and Maddie Podcast.
NRL rolling around this Sunday. Congratulations to Jerome Hughes, who picked up the Dally M medal by 1 point over Roosters fullback James Tedesco. It was a cracking night. We'll play some of that audio. And the scenes after he won were incredible too. A few teammates jumped up and did the haka.
I love when they
watched
do that.
This morning. How good was it?
Such respect.
But on Sunday, the big dance is taking place, and we've got the two best teams of the year going head-to-head. The Panthers up against the Melbourne Storm, and the Kid Leroy is going to be doing the pre-show entertainment.
If you can't be right, yeah, I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. Told you I changed.
Now, I know this is going to get slammed online, I reckon. There's going to be people like, oh, God, who's this guy? Never heard of him. They love that one. Never heard of him. Who? Keyboard Warriors. Well, he is one of the biggest stars in the world at the moment. He is a South Sydney fan and grew up in Waterloo, which is a suburb of Sydney. And so at least, you know what, we've got an Aussie artist who loves the game and is big on the international stage performing. But I thought we'd go for a quick walk down memory lane of some of the iconic NRL grand final performances that have come before us in my top 5. And kicking it off at number 5, we turn the clock back to 2002. It was the Roosters versus the Warriors, and they had the one and only Billy Idol coming out, and he flies out onto the field on a hovercraft. That hovercraft actually takes out a couple of Transformers and essentially ruins his entire performance.
What happened?
Yeah, they shorted the power, and Billy Idol was up on stage for about a minute and then realised he couldn't perform. Here is some of that.
All right, you ready to rock? Are there any Warriors fans here? Can't hear you. Are there any Roosters fans here?
He's padding at this point. He knows.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, let's rock.
Still padding. He's walking around the stage going, okay, my guitarist has no power. Talking to his guitarist there.
I love my buddy.
Now he's just riffing, trying to buy some time.
Oh my God.
And then he tells everyone, having some issues.
Just wait for some power.
Waiting for some power, and the power never came.
Okay, so Billy Idol not having the best of nights on grand final night. Here's hoping that is not an omen for either team.
That was it. That was all we got. That was it. They were like, well, we can't wait around. We've got the game to play. So that was number 5. Number 4.
God.
It gets better. Trust me. It gets
CJ's
better.
face.
It is incredible. Do yourself a favour, CJ. Just YouTube it at some point today. You're watching him come out on the hovercraft. It's hilarious. And then you see a little explosion and that. Anyway.
Imagine him backstage.
Oh, man. He would have been throwing JD bottles around like there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
Let's go to 2009. A stadium rock band playing in a stadium. The right brand on band. It's pyros, guitar solos. It's Wolfmother. Just awesome. Melbourne Parramatta Grand Final. Performing live, no lip syncing.
Yeah.
The band, listen to how epic that sounds. Oh, I could listen to that all day. Let's go to number 3, though, and it's 2017, and there was a lot of controversy around this guy doing the pre-game entertainment. It was a Melbourne North Queensland Grand Final. It was Macklemore, and it was around when we're having the yes vote on marriage equality, and in the lead up to it, there were people, especially the Prime Minister at the time, Tony Abbott, was saying, well, he better not perform that same love song, and that's exactly what he did after he did a 15-minute set of all the hits, Can't Hold Us, Thrift Shop. He came out and he belted this one out.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, because I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face. She's like, "Man, you love girls since before pre-K." Tripping. Yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant for those who like the same sex. Had the characteristics, the right-wing conservatives think it's a decision, and you can be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made requirement.
I just want to get to the beautiful chorus bit as well. This voice.
America the brave still fears what we don't know. God loves all his children. It's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago.
This is it. This.
I don't know.
And I can't change. Even if I try.
All right, I'll move on. Goosebumps. Oh, unbelievable.
And what a great what year was that?
2017. So we were in the midst of that marriage equality
What a great
vote.
platform to use that.
Oh, abs. And then, for the weeks coming after it, Abbott and Bobcat are all furious.
Yeah.
Oh, sport's not a place for politics. Well, we voted yes. So move on, guys. Let's quickly power through to number 2. And, well, number 2 is number 2 because who doesn't love a Chisel medley?
Let's kick it off.
2015, Cowboys versus Broncos.
I left my heart to the Zephyrs round King Sam.
You couldn't pick a better band.
No, and for football, football fans.
They've just added new dates for their tour at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So Jimmy's back in form. He's back up singing, which is great news.
Amazing.
From a dope to the Silver City, and that's only I the vet could understand.
Oh, they do Flame Trees and Bow River as well.
Oh, I love it.
We'll run out of time. We won't get to Bow River because we've got number 1 to get to, and there is only one number 1. It's 1993. The Dragons taking on the Broncos, and out she comes in all black leather to belt this out. Turn it up, Coasties!
Gina and Maddie.
It is the 3rd of October today.
That is so fetch. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen.
Well, today is a very special and iconic day. It's the day Aaron Samuels from Mean Girls asked Katie Heron what day it is.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
For anyone who came of age in the 2000s or early 2010s, it's likely the iconic comedy still lives in your head rent-free, and why not celebrate that? Of course, producer CJ said we're all wearing pink tomorrow for this special day. What colour are you in, Baisley?
I've got a black shirt on. I've got black shorts.
CJ?
I'm in all neutrals.
Yeah, and I'm rocking head to toe hot pink, and you guys
Well, you can sit with the cool girls, Gina.
I'm wearing hot pink. You just can't see it.
Well, the best way to celebrate is obviously to wear pink. Otherwise, you wouldn't be allowed to sit with Regina George and her group.
Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal. We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay.
Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Grab some Taco Bell, but that doesn't exist in Australia, so we can grab some
Yeah,
GYG.
there's Taco Bell around.
Not on the Central Coast.
Oh, right.
Not near where we are right now.
Hey, you can drive and get it. If you want to get some explosive diarrhea, go drive and get yourself some Taco Bell.
Get that then.
Yeah.
You want to do something fun? You want to go to Taco Bell?
I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm on an all-carb diet. God, Karen, you are so stupid.
Mean Girls Day is also the perfect excuse to get a big hair blowout. Do you get these sometimes, Maddie?
All the time,
Because
yeah.
you can keep all your friends' secrets in there.
That little one, that's Gretchen Wieners. Gretchen Wieners knows everybody's business. She knows everything about everyone.
That's why her hair is so big. It's full of secrets.
This movie is truly iconic and has some very important themes displayed in it, such as be yourself, authenticity is important, also friendship matters. Genuine friendships are built on trust and respect, not competition or manipulation. You know me, I wanted to turn this story around to be kind.
I knew you were going to say that. It's like I've got ESPN or something. It's another line from the movie. My breasts can tell when it's going to rain. Actually, they can tell when it's raining.
Yours can tell them whatever. Everything's going to happen. You've got those permanent nipples. and it also talks about the consequences of bullying. It showcases the negative effects of bullying and how it can hurt not just the victim, but also the perpetrator and bystanders. So happy Mean Girls Day.
And the original. Let's not talk about the musical. Yeah, let's just stick with the music.
The original.
Yeah, that musical.
Wear
Renee
pink.
Rapp. Ooh.
Wear pink, everyone.
Gina and Maddie.
Chris Martin has said Coldplay's 12th album will be its last.
Oh, what a shame.
You don't like them, do
No,
you?
you know what? I love to hate them, and then I end up seeing them, and I'm like, oh god, they're so good live.
Have you seen them live?
I saw them like when they first came to Australia. It must have been about 2003 at the
Yeah.
Hordern Pavilion in Sydney, and it was like Yellow was the song.
I love that
this
song.
one. And they filmed a DVD live concert version at the Hordern, and they had the big yellow balls flying through the crowd.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, actually, they're really good. And then I saw them do Glastonbury again on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh gosh, they're so
They're actually
good.
really good. But I've heard people say that he just doesn't talk much during the show, and you kind of could just listen to their CD at home, to their music at home.
Put on the vinyl.
Well, apparently Chris Martin has announced that it's called Moon Music, by the way, their 12th album.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be
name
cool.
for an
Yeah.
album, but he wants it to be their last. He's kind of comparing him to the Beatles and Bob Marley, kind of knowing where the limit of that is, and that they may do some collaborations and stuff to come. But this will be the last. He's feeling a sense of closure about the Coldplay chapter, trusting that this is the right.
I
you
imagine
hear
you
this
would,
all the time.
but I imagine
though.
you would. It'd be like, oh god, I've got to hang out with those guys again,
And how
then
many
sit
years?
in a room and
How many years have they been?
get up on stage and belt out Yellow for the millionth time.
And this is the thing, it's like if you do keep going, there's got to be some chance of, the songs are not as good as they were. And that does happen to lots of artists. So I think it's a good idea. But we'll still hear collaborations.
It won't be like Frankie Valli being wheeled out on the stage. Have you seen the footage of Frankie Valli at 90 who's still performing? It gives me Weekend at Bernie's vibes.
Coldplay have been together since 1997.
Oh, thank you for that, CJ.
Are you saving it from me just slandering Frankie Valli? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it was a bit rough to watch. It was a hard watch.
Well, but good on him as well. You've got to have a reason to get up and live. And
the reason he must owe people a lot of money. For
Do you reckon he's still making
he's got
money?
gambling debts or something. I'm just riffing. I don't know if that's true. But to be not, like, just leave him. It's almost like elder abuse. If you, today, at some point, just Google Frankie Valli performing, right, and you'll see someone who shouldn't be on stage.
he must be tired. I'm
So tired.
Did you see his big reveal, how the band is standing in front of him and then you can clearly see him from the back and then they step aside and you could already see him the whole time and then he just walks, like shuffles forward.
Shuffles forward.
Oh, it's
Just like, careful, Frank, you're going to do a hit, mate.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jay?
Okay, moving on. Danny Minogue recalls music helping Kylie beat cancer. She got emotional in a recent interview about when her sister had a battle with breast cancer. She said Kylie was diagnosed in 2005 while on tour, and Danny was talking about visiting her during her chemotherapy, and she said they found solace in music. So that's lovely. And I think they're super close, those sisters. I feel bad for Kylie. She sort of married music and didn't end up having kids and stuff. And you know, Maddie, don't kids bring you joy? It's like...
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. No. I'm just in the middle of school holidays. No, absolutely. But it might not have been her thing. She might have gotten into, you know what?
And you know what? That's true. And there are, but she's my generation. And I feel the majority of my generation were, let's have kids. I know a lot of 30-somethings who are deciding not to have kids.
I understand why.
Well, you know now.
I get it. I see some of my friends who have chosen not to have children just living their best lives. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my kids so much. They're the best things. But I get it. I'm like, God, you can... Sure, go have another European summer. Why not? Because you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to buy new shoes every 6 months. That's why.
Sure, have a white couch.
Yeah, that's it. Leave the house with no preparation. Sure, fine.
Get a dog.
Go do it. Yeah, absolutely. You got one more?
And Shawn Mendes just opened up about his relationship with ex Camila Cabello.
Camila Cabello. Close.
Camila Cabello, thank you. We're still discussing them because he wanted to talk about it. So he said they had an on and off relationship, and during an appearance on the Jay Shetty podcast, I love Jay. Do you listen to Jay Shetty?
No.
He's the biggest new age health well-being podcaster on the planet, and I listen to him a lot, and I love because he gets very deep and meaningful. So he did that with Shawn, and he said that they first started dating in 2019, broke up in 2021. He briefly dated Sabrina Carpenter in 23, and then rekindled his romance. So it's been a bit of an on again, off again, and he said he got a lot of public scrutiny, and he said they just stayed super close and supported each other. They're not together now, and I think he might be single.
God, it must be tough trying to date when you've got such a big profile.
That's the
thing. Even though Shawn Mendes isn't like Chris Martin, but he's got a big enough profile.
Yeah.
It's like, it must be so tricky.
And I think it's cool when the famous people get together because they understand their life, you know. Though who just recently married a normal person, a crocodile hunter?
Lana Del Rey,
Yeah,
one of the alligator tour guides in the Florida Everglades.
I feel like their relationship will last because they're not both competing to be the most famous.
No, it's true. He just goes and looks at crocs, and she just
Goes and
does whiny
sings.
indie music. Yeah, that's kind of it. That is the Star Watch for this Thursday, the 3rd of October.
The Gina and Maddie Podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.